Hi everyone, I'm Heather from the Crystal Vein Tarot, here to do your mid-month reading, general reading for January. Thank you so much for joining me and welcome to my channel. As a general reading, the messages may or may not resonate with you, so be sure to check out your moon and rising sign readings. And I also encourage you to check out videos from other readers. There are so many talented people out there, and general readings are just that. They are general for all people with a specific sign, and therefore cannot possibly resonate with everyone equally or quite in the same way. So you may find one month my reading resonates with you, and the next month another reader's reading may be more in sync with you. So please be sure to watch other readers as well. Also keep in mind each reader has their own style for layouts, receiving intuitive messages with the cards, and you may find that you click with one reader more than you do with others. There are many different spreads. For example, there's 3-card spreads, Celtic cross spreads, there's so many more. And there's also several variations within each type of spread. So I do encourage you to seek readers that you find that you feel connected to. This reading is for the Sun, Moon, Rising sign of Sagittarius for the second half of January 2020. So Sagittarius, you begin with the Hanging Man or the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man represents, the energy of the Hanged Man is that of getting a different perspective, self-sacrifice, gaining wisdom, and gaining clarity by seeing things from a different perspective. So Sagittarius, you may have had something happen where you have taken a step back and you've removed yourself from the situation in order to gain better perspective and clarity on a situation. Again, to gain some knowledge and again, to get a different perspective on a situation. So that's the energy that's around you right now. And it's being crossed by the Page of Wands. Now the Page of Wands, it can represent an individual in your life or that's around you. Pages do represent a young, youthful energy, so it can be someone who is physically young or youthful, or it can be an older person that's immature or young at heart. And the pages they are bringers of information, ideas, truth, news, so that kind of energy. So they are just beginning to master the energy of their suits, the pages. So the Page of Wands, is fire energy. So this is your type of energy, Sagittarius. You are a fire sign. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius are the fire signs. And the wands represent creativity, and they represent your wants and describing what you want and how you protect your interests. So with the page in this position, this can represent an individual. Again, it can be someone that is youthful. Can represent a fire or a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius that's around you, or this can represent your energy, Sagittarius. So you could have received information about a new project or creative idea, and so you could have received some kind of inspiration towards that. And I feel like, and this is in the position of what's crossing you, so it can be good or bad, negative or positive, but it's potential obstacles or potential support. So I'm feeling like this is, that you've received some kind of information about something that has very much intrigued you. Again, a new project or creative idea, something that kind of ignites it's inspired you, but you've taken a step back from it because you want to be sure that things are what they seem. Okay, and at your foundation, the past conditions that have led to the present or the root of the situation is that of the Death card. So death represents Scorpio energy, so there could be a Scorpio that's around you right now, Sagittarius. But the Death card represents big changes or endings. It can also represent that it's time to move on from something. and a transformation or a personal transformation in your life. It can represent actual death. So if you've had friend, family member, pet cross over that rainbow bridge, my condolences to you, and I really sympathize with you. But in most cases, this does represent a change or an ending to a like a chapter or a life lesson or something or a challenge that's been going on, and that there's this change and transformation going on for you in your life. And again, especially with that transformation, and you seeing things from a different perspective, I feel like this has led to you wanting to see the situation from a different perspective, because something has ended. And yeah, and I feel like you've wanted to get clarity on that and gain a different perspective on it, and more perspective on that, what has ended, and where it is you're now going to transition, and how you're going to transform yourself. So you do have the High Priestess now in the recent past position, or things moving into the background. So let me clarify how I do my readings. Celtic Cross, oftentimes most readers will do the present moment, what crosses you, they go into your foundation, and then they go into what crowns you or your strengths, things that are coming in to help you. And then they move into the past position and the near future position. So this is recent past, recent future, near future. When I do a reading, I like to do the present moment, what crosses you, the foundation. And before I go into what's crowning you or what's coming in to help you or your strengths, I prefer to go into that recent past position, or things that are moving into the background. So that's energy that could still be lingering, but it is moving into the background. And I like that flow, because I feel like that foundation card and this recent past, or things moving into the background, get you to where you are right now before we move into what's coming in. So I just find that reading the cards that way flows a bit better for me. So this is how I do the readings. So the High Priestess, I really like the High Priestess. This is a card all about intuition and trusting your intuition. She's someone who relies on her emotions to guide her, that gut feeling, that instinct, that higher self messages coming through. She doesn't rely on logic and reason and what's written in books in order to make her decisions and to guide her through life. She goes within for the answers. She's all about secrets and mystery, and she's the holder and the bearer of those secrets and mystery, and that esoteric type of information and knowledge. She has access to that. So this is the energy of the past position. So you have death that is at the foundation, or past conditions that have led to the present, and this is all about transformation. And then you also have the energy that may still be lingering but moving into the past, about trusting your intuition, trusting yourself. So I feel like this whatever ended, and this new direction that you gaining this new perspective, one of the reasons why you have gone into that state of hanging yourself upside down so you can gain a better perspective, or a different perspective on the situation and what direction to move in, is because you're trusting your intuition and you're trusting yourself, Sagittarius. And you might even have had some insights into some hidden knowledge and information, which could have in part be this bringer of news. Now you do have the Ace of Wands crowning you, and I'm really happy to see this in your situations on the horizon that might be coming in to help you in your strengths. The Ace of Wands, again, is that fire energy, so it's Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy, and it's creative energy. So this coming in here is it's indicating a new project, a new inspiration, a new urge to create. So I feel like this is you carving out a new path for yourself and creating that new path for yourself. And this is your strength, Sagittarius. And again, you are a fire sign. You are that person that has that creative streak, that action-oriented, that, you know, you can make decisions quickly. You can move forward quickly. You can inspire yourself and others around you. You have that passionate, fiery energy. And with the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands here, and the Page can represent a new project or creative idea, and the Ace of Wands can represent an opportunity for a new project, inspiration, or an urge to create. I do feel like this is you really carving out that new path for yourself, and you're carving it out, basing it on your intuition and what inspires you, and that could be why you're tapping into that intuition, is to kind of reconnect with your inner child, to remember what it is that inspires you and that lights that fire within, and that creates that desire and that passionate energy for you. Okay, and you do have the Two of Cups here. So the Two of Cups is water energy. So this can represent Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And water energy are your ups. They're your emotional highs. It's all about your feelings. And with it being the Two of Cups, this can represent a partnership, but it can represent romantic love. So it can all, if we're looking at a love relationship type of reading, then again, it can represent romantic love. It can represent a proposal. It can represent an actual marriage, but it's the coming together of two souls, of two beings. Now, if you're looking at, if this is more project, career related energy, then you could be looking at a partnership. And again, this is in the position of your near future, or what is coming or developing from this situation. So you exuding all this passionate, fiery energy, you could actually be attracting, if you're single and you're looking for a relationship, or if you're single and you haven't been looking for a relationship, you could be attracting a person into your life as you're working on this new project, or this creative energy that you have right now, Sagittarius. But again, if you're looking at a something that's more business or project based, as you're moving forward with this and this inspiration, I mean, it's not just your inspiration, but you know, when you're around someone who's very passionate about what they're doing and inspired, that leaches to everyone else, out to everyone else around them, and it inspires others, and it kind of nurtures that passion within others. So this could be about a partnership coming in for you, an opportunity to create a partnership in this project, or this opportunity for a project. So you could be working with someone else too. Now you do have the Two of Pentacles in your current attitude or point of view towards a situation. And the Two of Pentacles is about, so the energy around you is that of multitasking, and weighing many options. So you could be having this new project or inspiration to create, and this creativity could open up the doors for many opportunities for you, and then you will be weighing the many opportunities and having to make a choice, because Two of Pentacles can often represent two choices that you may have, but it does also represent multitasking, and that's your point of view towards a situation, that this is going to open doors for you. And then you have the Four of Pentacles in what you need to know and what could be influencing the situation. So the Four of Pentacles is it's the card of greed and desire for long-term security. So Sagittarius, I feel like some of these changes could in part be inspired by a desire for you to create long-term security and create that long-term abundance for yourself. But do be wary and do be careful. I do feel like that this has a bit of a double message for you. Be careful of greed, and that just make sure that, again, listen to that intuition. And I do feel like you're doing that and gaining a different perspective. But do be careful that this isn't about you hoarding and having that, because it is in the position of what you need to know, or what could be influencing the situation. So just be careful that your motives aren't solely based on greed. And then you have the Four of Cups energy in your hopes and fears, or the work that needs to be done behind the scenes. The Four of Cups is a card of apathy and feeling unfulfilled, but it's also about a surprise gift coming in from the universe, because you see this person is here, they have these 3 cups here that are full, but doesn't have a care for those cups. They're not even acknowledging that they're there. And again, cups energy is that water energy. It's about your emotions. So this is about being emotionally fulfilled. And this person doesn't care about those cups. But there's this hand of God coming in, or hand of spirit, whichever word you choose to use, and offering this big opportunity that's coming in. So it can be that surprise gift coming in from the universe. And so there's a little bit of a warning here that be careful that you don't miss an opportunity that could be coming in because of that feeling of apathy. And but because it's also in that hopes and fears position, I feel like this could be a fear of yours as well, Sagittarius. And the fear, I feel like it could be that you might be afraid that this opportunity is going to be short-lived. And that could also be part of the reason for this Four of Pentacles, and that greed and that desire for long-term security and hoarding, because you see how tightly he's holding those coins, that you're afraid that this opportunity may not last, and it's going to be short-lived. And but do know and trust the universe. Just trust in the universe that surprise gifts, if you would just open your eyes to see, you would see surprise gifts from the universe coming in. And the potential outcome, or where you're headed, I'm really happy to see this card in this position, is the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is all about victory, recognition, good news coming in, success. So if you do have a fear of not being fulfilled, and this is why I'm saying that this would be a short-lived project coming in, or the short-lived inspiration, is because of the feeling of apathy. And apathy really, and feeling unfulfilled, is kind of the opposite of being inspired and having that passionate drive and energy. And that's why I'm feeling like you might be afraid that it might be short-lived. But and then also that desire for that for the long-term security. I really do feel like, don't dwell on that too much, Sagittarius, because there is victory for you. There is award, there is recognition, there is that good news and success coming in for you. This person is coming home from a quest, from some kind of adventure, and he's being met with a parade and all these people cheering him as he's coming home, cheering his successes, cheering his victory. He's bringing in good news of his adventures, and that's in that future position, the potential outcome, or where you're headed, Sagittarius. So don't get too caught up in worries, and because, and do remember that there's always little bumps in the road. You're going to come across little bumps in the road, and just let them be, let them play out as is. Don't over-focus on them and dwell on them too much. I'm going to pull a Angel Tarot card for any last messages from Spirit regarding this reading. And we have the Queen of Water. So So this is about being tender-hearted, empathetic, patient, loving. So the message of this card, Sagittarius, is that relationships develop to a new level, and trust your intuition. So all about trusting that intuition, and care for yourself and others. So make sure that you're caring for yourself and others, and that you're not coming from a position of greed and hoarding. Because you do have that. You do have that potential's coming in for you. So very nice, Leo, or Sagittarius. I am sorry. I just finished the Leo reading just before you were Sagittarius. So I'm also going to pull a Romance Angel Oracle card to see if there's any messages from Spirit regarding your romantic life and relationships. So we have retreat. So Sag, it's time to disconnect from the world. And that is what this card can also be about, because this card is about self-sacrifice. The hangman has hung himself upside down, and deliberately so. He's not in any pain. He's not, hasn't been forced into this situation, but he's choosing to remove himself, kind of disconnect, so that he can see a situation from a different perspective. So retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Could also be, you know, that multitasking Sagittarius, that you could end up feeling overwhelmed because you do have a lot going on and on your plate. So I'm going to pull one final card. This is a Living Reiki Healing card. Reiki is energy healing, and as we go through life, we do develop energy blockages, and we also bring energy blockages from past lives into this life. And we also develop subconscious blocks through our beliefs, subconscious beliefs that we hold. And I like these cards because I find the messages do help to help us to let go and release those blockages that could hinder our success in achieving our dreams and goals. So, Sagittarius, you have a climate of understanding. So Sagittarius, if we could generate a climate of understanding, perhaps people wouldn't feel that they had to stick so rigidly to their own ideas, but would instead recognize that other people's ideas had value too. So some sensible compromises could be reached. Climate of understanding. So Sagittarius, this concludes your reading for the second half of January. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and click on that notification bell so you are notified when the February readings come out. Thank you again, and take care.